What's up, everybody? Sorry, I'm back on live. I wanted to pop in. I totally forgot to tell you guys about the Feminine Leaf Project, but I hopped off of my other live stream, jumped onto my phone, and started going through my emails and received an email that I guess is supposed to be concerning and alarming, kind of like a, hey, you need to look at this. Because it's about you and drama and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, now is a perfect time to bring up the Feminine Leaf Project and talk about the Feminine Leaf Project. We do have people who have signed up to participate in the Feminine Leaf Project. So I'm going to head over to Facebook real quick, and I am going to tag um, a couple of women who are going to be participating in the Feminine Leaf Project. And so I'm super stoked to be able to tag them in here. There's the tag. What? And tell you guys more about the Feminine Leaf Project. To give you some background information, as you guys know, if you followed me for a while or know me, I am no stranger to just online drama. And so, as I worked through these last 2 years of trying to stay more positive and trying to bring more of a positive outlook and effect to my own life, um, I've worked on projects that and creating projects that can show true empowerment and uplifting of women supporting women. So I know a lot of people, a lot of women in the cannabis space who met me when I initially came into the space are probably thinking, how on a positive, on a uplifting, what? I was very raw, very real, very wounded when I entered the space, and didn't really create a great impression with some people. But others that I've built relationships with over the years realized that for me it was hard to open up the doors and allow people to come in because of being wounded before I got to enter this industry. So I was very hurt, and hurt brings hurt. Hurt can cause hurt. Hurt can create hurt. So I was very hurt coming into this industry. I was and this was not due to the industry, but just hurt and trauma through life. So I was not prepared to enter the industry with a positive mindset, to build relationships, to grow a network. That wasn't skills that I actually had in my toolbox when I entered this industry. So I walked in very defensive, walls brought up, and people took that as me being mean or just being a bitch. And but I was surrounded by women claiming to want to empower other women, but these women wanted nothing to do with me. I didn't dress the part. I didn't look the part. I was told that my story in life shouldn't be shared because it's too raw, it's too real, it scares people. And so I felt very pushed away. I felt very unembraced by the people that I had surrounded myself with initially. And so it just caused a lot of animosity with other women, and I've definitely suffered the consequences of not I guess being open to relationships with and friendships with women when I came into the industry. Mind you guys, I spent a majority of my childhood and adolescence years surrounded by men. I was in a world that, and I call it a realm. I was addicted to meth. I was in that lifestyle, and I also dealt. So that was That was a world that had been consumed by men primarily where I was. So I was playing the man's game growing up. And not to mention, gang activity, so on and so forth. So it was rough, it was hard. And when I moved and relocated from New Mexico to Colorado, um, and then getting into the industry, which took a couple years after moving to Colorado because it wasn't legal when I moved here. Stepping into the industry, I stepped into the industry thinking that cannabis culture was going to be the same even in business. But I was very naive. I was very ignorant, very uneducated to creating a business. And this was back in 2014. So I entered the industry and started to associate with certain cannabis groups that were focused on women empowerment. And didn't feel very empowered, but at the same time, didn't really know how to empower at the time. So again, this was back in 2014. So I, over the course of from 2014 till now, I have evolved, at least to the point where I feel that there is a very strong movement of women who want to empower women in cannabis. There are a lot of women who want to uplift and they want to see their sisters succeed and grow and pursue their dreams within the space. But I feel that we have to be very open and honest about the fact that some of us don't have the tools to empower. We don't have the tools to uplift because we are not really sure how to do that. And then we also have a group of women who, do want to do that and they push for it and they talk about it, but then they don't hold each other accountable for not pursuing that, or the catty chatter, or the disregarding or trying to get other women to not talk to. We still have that nature. We still have that environment that is created even in the cannabis space. We have seen, and I've been guilty of it myself, going on social media and telling people, you should not work with this person because this person is this and this and this and this and this, and it's another woman. But yet saying, hey, I want to uplift and empower women. I think we also need to take into account that in order to empower women, we have to be able to hold women accountable as well. That's part of empowering them. That's part of helping them grow, is giving them constructive criticism on things that, could be fixed. Now, mind you, if you're going to be the one giving the constructive criticism, you better be able to take it too. So I think empowering women is more complex than just saying, hey, sister, good job. I think it's also saying, hey, pump your brakes. Maybe you shouldn't do this. Maybe you shouldn't go on social media and blast this other woman because it makes you it makes you look very unsupportive. Instead of criticizing this other woman, why don't you take the steps to reach out to her and find out how you might be able to help her not do that again? Or maybe be able to have a conversation with her where you're building a bridge instead of burning it. And I've noticed that women in cannabis space have battled, even amongst each other, groups of women, organization of women against organization of women. I think it's very, it's not conducive to actually empowering women. If you want to empower women, you have to empower women with truth. You have to empower women with emotion, and you have to empower women with strength. And when I say that, I mean that you have to support women by educating them, making them aware of what they should be looking at, whether it be a positive or negative, but also letting them know, hey, you could do this better. And instead of saying, hey, you could do this better, approach it in, hey, let me help you with this. I really think I can help you with this. Because we tend to be emotional beings. So the Feminine Leaf Project, which these women here are aware of the project, are going to be participating in the project. The Feminine Leaf Project is all about pure empowerment and encouragement and appreciation. So what we are doing is we're asking women to sign up to participate in a video project that will help women empower women minus any negativity that may come. It's also a way of us bringing empowerment and appreciation to women that we've admired in the industry who have helped us along our way, and boost the morale around women of weed. Like I said, I am not a stranger to online drama. I'm not a stranger to catty tendencies. Over the last 2 years, I have done my best, and I think I've done great. I have to praise myself where praise is due. I have done my best to bring myself out of being so raw and like on the attack because I feel defensive, or I feel like I need to defend myself, and bring myself to a point where I can create beauty by showing full embrace of the positive. So the Feminine Leaf Project is all about that, fully embracing the positive, not allowing a smidge of negative to taint the positive empowerment that you've received from other women in the industry. So this video project is super, super, super important to creating an environment, and we're hoping that that's what it's going to do. We're pretty sure it's going to do that. It's a way of showing empowerment, and women empowering women without the negativity of personal issues, personal qualms, whatever the case may be. We are also looking for women of weed who want to participate, who would like to uplift somebody who they might potentially not have a relationship with because of old issues. I personally am doing my portion of this project. Women who have paved, the way, women who I want to show appreciation to, but also women who I might not talk to anymore, but still have empowered me on my course. This project is super important to show that even in bad times and in times that we have beef with people, we as individuals can choose to overcome that beef, or simply not let it exist by acknowledging the appreciation we have for those individuals. Because even with people who we were like, oh, I don't like her, I don't like him, there's an appreciation that you develop in not liking someone as well. There might be something that you don't like about them that helps you learn to not be that. That is something that you can show appreciation to as well. I appreciate that I appreciate that you have shown me that this is a way I don't want to be. That's okay to say. Now, the full circle positive thing would be, I appreciate that you've shown me that this is not how I want to be. And I really think that you would do better by not being that way as well. So I would love to be able to help each other not be that. That's a great avenue of entering and creating a bridge instead of just quickly burning the bridge. I was a person who burnt bridges all day long. Like literally, I walked around like all day long. I don't care. You don't like me, I don't care. Let's burn that bridge. Yeah, you said what? I don't like that. Let's burn that bridge. That's how I was. I was not a person who wanted to build bridges. I was like, I got me, I got mine. We're gonna succeed in life with me and mine. And I did well. I'm not gonna say that I didn't. I did well for a while. Um, but at the point, I came to a point when I realized that it takes so much energy to burn a bridge than it does to build it. So, and I started looking at all of these support oriented groups for women in the space, and I noticed that we had, this organization and this organization that did amazing work. But for some reason, these two organizations of empowering women could never come together because they were completely butting heads. It was like, no, my group was first, my group is better, my group does this, my group does that. So as I've been working through this positivity chain that I've been building for the last 2 years, one of the projects that I wanted to do was the Feminine Leaf Project. So I made it a point to start to look over people I had in my network who I thought would be amazing assets to this project. Because the ultimate goal of the Feminine Leaf Project is to show women empowerment without the negative, taboo, catty nature. That we can step outside of what people perceive us to be, which is chatty, catty, mean individuals, and we can bring it to where we can sit down and have positive outlook and positive feelings about a relationship, even if the outcome of that relationship was negative. So we wanted to empower where empowerment was due. We wanted to show appreciation where appreciation was due. We wanted to show people we were grateful for their existence. We wanted to let people know and feel empowered and uplifted that what they are doing is actually helping other people in their day-to-day lives. We wanted to pursue an avenue or create an avenue where these videos could potentially shift the way that women in weed communicate and the way that our dynamics are built in conversations, that those are built differently, that we enter a conversation differently, we approach conversation differently, we approach even conflict differently. We're hoping that this project will show that we have the ability to mend things that we feel are broken without just dismantling it. We can mend it and put it away instead of just destroying it and walking away. And one of those things that help in that process is to show appreciation for what is to be appreciated. In every negative relationship, there's always something that has kept you in that relationship that was positive. So instead of shining light on all of the negative aspects that have caused the bridge to be broken, we want to shed light on the things that built the bridge in the first place. Because if you can shine light on those roots, you might be able to plant those seeds throughout your life, create more beauty instead of focusing on the negative. So the Feminine Leaf Project is open to any woman of weed, any man of weed who is been impacted by a woman of weed, any individual, whether they're a patient or a business owner or an entrepreneur or a advocate or an activist, if your path has been impacted by a woman of weed and you would love to share your feelings about that individual in this video project, please hit me up and let's get the ball rolling so we can get you on the project. This project is those of us involved in it feel like it's super important because it allows us to, again, shine light on the positive things even if the relationship that was built between you and this individual, this woman of weed, and the outcome became negative and you don't talk to them anymore, we want you to open up to sharing the positive that led you to build with that person in the first place, not the negative outcome. I know that, and for me, I've experienced it. I've done it myself, where you end up having a negative experience with someone, and you turn their entire personality to be a negative person because you had one bad experience with them, but yet you were, friends with them, or you were partners with them, or you were colleagues with them for years before that one incident happened. So, what is it about those, years prior that made it a positive relationship? And let's shine light on that instead of let's shining light on what made it a bad experience. It's something that we as humans, it's not just women, it's we as humans, we tend to have, we have a bad experience and we just shit on the whole endeavor because of that one bad thing. When the fact may be that it's not just, it's not the one thing that really caused the damage. It's the years prior of positive things that really caused the pain, because you had all this positive and now you have that one negative, and it's like, oh, it's ruined everything, when it really doesn't have to. We don't have to have a fatalist mentality. And I noticed that with women, it's like that. You see women who work with women for decades, and then these women have a fallout, and it's all about the fallout. It's not about the decades prior that they were in good spirits and thriving and succeeding. So with the Feminine Leaf Project, we want women who are potentially beefing with other women in cannabis. We want them to step forward and say, you know what, even though we're having this beef, there were positive times. There were things that we did that were great. And that's what we want to shine light on. We don't want to shine light on the negative. So that's just kind of general. It goes way more in depth than that. Those are the general like outlines and outlooks for this project. The Feminine Leaf Project is very important to show that we can overcome the negative that we have with one another, and we can shine light on the positive aspects that drew us together and to become, creative together, or build together, or whatever, build that bridge initially. That's what we want to shine light on. Sorry, you guys, I took an omega-3. Ugh. When you take an omega-3, you know what I'm talking about. You burp and it tastes like fish. It's gross. So, yeah, Feminine Leaf Project is super important. We feel it's super important. And we're super stoked because it's going to be premiering at Canny Catwalk virtual. I keep thinking about Canny Catwalk, and that's just, it's amazing. So yeah, we want this project to be a major success, and we know it will be, because it will definitely show that we're able to recognize the positive instead of completely focusing on the negative that we end up enduring or having with individuals. We embrace that positive aspect that created the relationship in the first place, instead of focusing on the negative that destroyed the bridge in the end. So I hope that you guys are interested in being a part of the Feminine Leaf Project. We do have Rosemary Wallace, Melissa Woods, Tamara Anderson, all part of the Feminine Leaf Project. And if you're interested in it, comment below, hit me up on a DM. We'll get the ball rolling. There's a video to watch so you guys can see exactly more about what this project is about. We have a sign-up form. We have everything kind of gathering, and then we have Zoom calls that we're going to be having twice a month to kind of guide and show clips of what we're going to be doing for the Feminine Leaf Project along the way. So you guys will be totally informed throughout the process. So please sign up to be a part of it. And we should have a short video kind of sample for the Feminine Leaf Project coming out this week. So you guys will see the first promo of the Feminine Leaf Project. And yeah, more to come. I hope that we can get at least 20 women to sign up. And this is something that you guys can do at home. It takes about, I'd say, 30 minutes of your time, and something very quick that you could do at home and become a part of huge change between just creating a new dynamic between women and weed. So love you guys. Thanks for watching. I wanted to pop on and do this. I'm dealing with my own drama with women and weed, but I'm dealing with it different than I have in the past, than they are dealing with it. Right now during this pandemic, because we're still with COVID, we're still with coronavirus, we're still with pandemic mentality. We're all going through shit right now. So I personally am not engaging in any negative. And I know, thank you guys for sending me things that you think I should know that people are putting out there about me. And not even people, that this person is putting out there about me currently. Thank you all for showing me support, even if it's, behind shutters, like they don't know that you're showing support. I appreciate it. I do. In all honesty, I don't want to see it. I don't want to read it. I don't care. I am not engaging in any drama like that because it's not. I've gone through it. I've done it. I'm not going to be insane and continue to do it. So again, love you guys. Thank you for all your support and sharing all of the information you find about me on social media. But I'm on a positive note and positive change. So yeah, love you guys. I hope that you will sign up to be a part of the Feminine Leaf Project, and more to come. Peace, you guys. One love. I'm out. Take care. Have a great one.